Why do some people pick up a new language and actually get fluent, while most end up stuck in that same frustrating middle for years and then just stop? It's not talent. It's not a gift for languages. It's one phase that breaks almost everyone. And once you understand what's actually happening inside it, it stops being the thing that beats you. What if the most productive study session you ever had required zero focus and happened while you were making coffee? I'll come back to that. It's called the dip. When you first start learning a language, everything moves. New words, new sounds, the thrill of saying something and being understood. Then, a few months in, something shifts. Progress slows down. Study sessions start feeling pointless. You hear a native speaker, and the gap between you and them feels like it grew overnight instead of shrinking. That's the dip. And most people read it as proof they're not cut out for this. They're wrong. The dip isn't failure. It's the audition for fluency. Not the place where people find out they can't do it, the place where they find out if they want it badly enough. Sabrina Carpenter spent a decade putting out music before anyone knew her name. The world saw an overnight success. What actually happened was a 10-year audition she had to pass before the door opened. The dip works the same way. It's not where your story ends, it's where it gets decided. Someone you know is sitting in the dip right now thinking they're not cut out for this. They won't find this video on their own. Like and hype. You're the only door it has to reach them. Now here's the thing nobody tells you. There's a right response to the dip and a wrong one. And almost everyone, without realizing it, picks the wrong one. A guy named Alex started learning Japanese because of anime. He was into it until the dip hit and he started feeling like a fraud in his own hobby. A week away from quitting, he did something. He stopped doing the thing he hated. Not Japanese, the method. Threw out the textbook, deleted the flashcard app, started watching kids anime and doing 15-minute voice chats about video games. A year later, he was watching his favorite shows without subtitles. He didn't grind harder. He just figured out that misery isn't discipline. He quit the punishment, not the language. That shift, right there, is the whole thing. So if you're in the dip right now, 3 things to stop doing. 1, stop blaming the language. German isn't too hard. Spanish grammar isn't impossible. When the method is broken, the language gets blamed. Fix the method. 2, stop using things you hate. You cannot suffer your way to fluency. The people who actually get there didn't have more discipline. They found ways to make the process something they'd actually show up for. That's not cheating. That's literally how it works. 3, stop using your feelings as a progress report. Some days you'll feel completely lost. Others you'll feel like you're flying. Neither one is real data. Your brain does its deepest work exactly when you feel like you're going nowhere. Give it months, not moods. Now, how do you know if you're in a dip or if you're genuinely done with this language? Because one of them you push through, the other one you walk away from. And walking away is actually the right call. You're in a dip if the culture still pulls you. You still want to watch the shows, eat the food, visit the country. You're just furious you can't do it at the level you want. You look back 3 months and you're honestly a bit better, even if it doesn't feel like it. The goal still means something to you. You're in a dead end if you dread even opening your study app. Not because it's boring today, because the whole thing bores you. The only reason you're still going is the time you've already put in. And that's not commitment. That's a trap. And it'll eat years of your life if you let it. Some languages just aren't yours. Quit them without guilt. The energy you free up will go somewhere that actually matters. So, which one are you in? Drop it in the comments. Dip or dead end? And if you're in a dip, tell me the language and the one moment that almost made you quit. You'll want to read what other people write. For the people still here, the ones in a dip, there's one more thing. And it's where most people fall apart even after they figure everything else out. Motivation isn't a system, it's a mood. And moods disappear on a Tuesday morning when you're tired, and the last thing you want to do is open a language app. The people who get fluent aren't the most motivated. They're the ones who stopped waiting to feel motivated. They built something that ran whether they felt like it or not. A goal is, I want to speak Spanish. That's a wish, not a plan. A system is, every morning commute, 15 minutes of a Spanish podcast. Every night before bed, 1 page of a book I actually enjoy in Spanish. No decisions to make. No negotiating with yourself. It just runs. Now, reading a book in a foreign language, when you barely know the words, sounds like a nightmare. Here's how you actually pull it off. Pick a book you've already read in your own language. Harry Potter, a thriller, whatever hooked you. You already know what happens. You know the characters. You know who makes it out. That existing knowledge becomes scaffolding. Your brain uses it to fill in the foreign words around it instead of grinding through them one by one. You stop decoding, you start reading. The story you love carries you through the language you're learning. Last thing before I show you something. The biggest enemy of your study session isn't laziness. It's your phone. Specifically, how it's built. Every color on that screen is engineered to steal your attention. The red notification badge, the bright blue icon. These aren't accidents, they're hooks. And they work, whether you notice them or not. You can't beat that with willpower. Go into your accessibility settings and switch your screen to grayscale. The whole machine stops working. Apps that used to scream at you just sit there. Your brain stops reaching for it every 40 seconds. Small setting, real difference. Remember what I said at the start? The most productive study session you ever had, zero focus, making coffee. That's not a hypothetical. I built it. It's called Voca Fusion. The way it works is almost embarrassingly simple. You pick your language, hit play, put your phone in your pocket. That's it. Your commute becomes a study session. Doing dishes becomes a study session. Anything becomes a study session without it feeling like one. Here's the part that surprised even me. The sentences it feeds you are genuinely weird. A medieval knight ordering a kebab, a cat filing a tax return, things that make you stop and go, wait, what? That's not an accident. Your brain ignores predictable input. It pays attention to things that surprise it. So the sentences are built strange on purpose, because strange is what lands. That's the same principle from the book hack. Your brain absorbing patterns without grinding through them one by one. Except you don't even need to be holding a book. 7 languages, every level. Starting from 0 or stuck at intermediate for 3 years watching your motivation slowly die. It's built for both. It's not public yet. Launch deal running right now. 50% off, lifetime access. Not a subscription. You pay once, it's yours. When it goes public, that's gone. Links in the description. A year from now, you'll either be watching something in a language that used to feel impossible, or you'll still be in the exact same place wondering why nothing clicked. The difference isn't talent. It's not time. It's whether you fix the method, build the system, and actually start. That's the whole thing.